You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chillson, and this is our reaction to Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 3, The Queen's Justice. And as always, for these Game of Thrones reactions, I am joined by Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hello, great to be back. Excited to get back into season 7. I guess what this would technically be the midway point now, right? Is it
Yeah, after this episode, I guess halfway through episode 4. We're like technically halfway through
right? Well,
with
episodes
these
are
little
long.
7 episodes.
Especially, well, I guess I'm excited, but also kind of depressed going in based on the ending of last week because I'm reminding myself what happened.
Yeah, so last episode we had Pat on, one of the very few Euron fans, one of the Greyjoy fandom out there. And we saw lots of madness at the end of the episode. But before we got there, we start the episode off with Daenerys kind of making little plans. She meets with Tyrion and Varys, who pledges his loyalty to her. He says he believes in her. And she said, good. And if you ever go behind my back and scheme on me, I will burn you alive. Just know that, Varys. You've turned on too many folks. And he says, I'd expect nothing less, and agrees to the terms. And then we get a surprise pop up appearance from our girl Melisandre, who has arrived at Dragonstone to tell Daenerys to seek out the king in the north, Jon Snow. For one of them has, or they both have parts to play in the coming war against the others. And she tells Daenerys, or reminds her, I guess, because Daenerys lets us know she has heard this prophecy about the prince that was promised before Missandei speaks up and says, in High Valerian, that does not have a gender. It is prince or princess that was promised. And Tyrion vouches for Jon Snow, says, yes, he's a good man. We should meet him, and he would make a great ally. So Daenerys sends up a raven, but Tyrion forgot to mention in his notes that Jon is being summoned to bend the knee to Daenerys.
A
So,
very important omission.
but then they get a war council. Olenna, Ilaria, Yara, and Theon. Everybody is around the table to discuss what is our game plan going to be. Yara and Ilaria specifically said, let's hit him. Hit him fast, hit him hard, and King's Landing will fall immediately. Like it will be no contest. Tyrion's like, whoa, I don't know how many casual people will die if we do that. Let's try to like starve them out. And Daenerys kind of gives that line that he fed her of, I don't want to be the queen of the ashes. And Olenna's like, girl, what are you gonna go and ask her nicely? Like you're gonna go and tell Cersei, I'll give you 10 minutes, pack up and go, girl, or because that's not gonna work.
Be a dragon.
Yes, be a dragon. Olenna's basically like, look, Tyrion's clever and all this little plan he's got going on here sounds clever. But guess what I've done with all the clever men in my life? I ignored them and I've outlived them. So I'm just saying. But they do put this plan into action. We're sending Ilaria down with the Greyjoy fleet back to Dorne to ship up all those people to come so that they can attack King's Landing with the Tyrells and the Dornish. So it's not foreigners. Meanwhile, the Unsullied are headed off to the Casterly Rock to take over the Lannister stronghold. So all that sounds real good right now, at least. Meanwhile, Missandei and Grey Worm are getting it on finally in the other room,
Whoop
down the
whoop.
hallway. So
Good for
before
them.
Grey Worm gets shipped off, they had to seal their love once and for all. Then we see Jon receiving that note from the south. He's now been summoned by 2 people, and he receives the note from Samwell Tarly, letting him know that Dragonglass is on Dragonstone. Kind of puts 2 and 2 together, even though he needs a little bit of help from from our dude Davos to put the parts all together. He tells his northern folks that he must go down to Dragonstone to ask Daenerys for her help in fighting the others as well as getting the dragon glass. They're all in outrage. They're mad. They don't want it. Sansa speaks up once again. Second episode in a row where she's bucking Jon at these council meetings. And she's like, no, don't go there. You're going to get killed. It's a trap. And anyway, who will rule up here? And he's like, you will. Suddenly she's quiet, and Littlefinger's over there smirking, loving every second. We get Samuel, who finds a cure to grayscale, or at least finds a way that has worked before.
I hope it's a
That
cure for Jorah's sake.
that way is literally just peeling off the entire layer of infected skin from the body. He goes to Jorah, gives him the hard liquor, gives him a rag to bite on, and just starts like ripping off the skin in a very, I don't know, jigsaw looking contraption way. Gives us one of our many lovely transitions of season 7 as he's like stabbing into Jorah's open wound. Arya is stabbing her spoon into a nice little pot pie. So
Yeah. It went from pus coming out of wounds to right into the insides of a pot pie. Yeah.
yeah, but Arya, it was her episode for reunions that she sees hot pie for the first time since what, season 3, I believe. He's
That boy
doing
keeps
good.
living,
It's
thriving, making pies,
he's
staying out of
doing work
conflict.
out here. And he lets her know that Jon Snow took over Winterfell, so the Boltons no longer hold it, which makes Arya decide to change courses. So she's no longer headed down to King's Landing. Looks like she decided to head north, where she runs into a special guest we have not seen since the second episode of the entire show, Nymeria, her
Right.
direwolf,
Yeah.
who is now humongous. She tries to get her to come with, and Nymeria is like, "Nah, girl, I got my wolf pack here. I'm sorry, I'm not part of your wolf pack no more. Have fun, peace," and bounces out. Then down in King's Landing, Cersei is like bringing in all the lords and ladies to, pledge fealty to her instead of Daenerys, including House Tarly and the other houses that are currently pledged to their liege lord, Olenna Tyrell. But Jaime convinces, with the age old trick of racism, and it looks like good old racist Tarly there is eating it up. So, yay, I guess.
Him and Tom with Tom Hopper,
Him and
Dick,
Tom
the
Hopper.
new Dick on,
New face Dick on. He's got a makeover.
new Dick on.
And Qyburn unveils his new ballista, his new scorpion weapon that he's made, trying to kill Daenerys' dragon. And then finally, we end the episode off with the Greyjoy fleet escorting Ilaria down. We were robbed again as an audience, as Yara and Ilaria are having some fun when they get slammed into and Euron ambushes the other Greyjoy fleet out on the sea with his crazy entrances, his like crazy bugged out eyes, screaming and yelling. Two of the sand snakes go down. R.I.P. to the girl, Jessica Henwick.
That was the
And
one I was more upset by out of everything.
meanwhile, he lets Tyene and Ilaria live and just takes them hostage. And he also takes his own niece, Yara, hostage and tries to bait good old Theon into a little battle. But the reek slipped out on Theon. He just like freaked out, panicked, and jumped overboard and is now in the ocean.
Yeah, hopefully he swims somewhere, I guess, to safety.
So that's where we ended off. Tyrion's plan already just blowing up right in our face.
Yeah, and that was what, step one?
That was step one of the whole plan has crumbled. So let's see if it fares better moving forward.
It's not a great start, yeah.
Let's jump into episode number 3.
Let's do this, HBO. We know for sure this will be the one thing they never take off the platform.
Yes.
It makes them too much money. I guess we're going to be starting off with Theon washing up somewhere. No, never mind. It's Jon Snow.
Oh.
I mean, they are looking pretty fierce, meeting them on the beach.
Bastard of Winterfell.
Well,
Dwarf of Casterly Rock.
It's been like, what, since the very beginning of the show, since they've been together?
yeah.
You were
As I
pissing
say,
off the if I remember right.
Tyrion peed off the wall.
Some scars along the road. Ah, you're on your night. Fought on opposite sides at the Battle of Blackwater Bay.
Yeah.
Unluckily for me.
If you wouldn't mind handing over your weapons.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're not taking no chances.
You never know. It's cool seeing all these characters finally like interact though after like so many seasons.
Oh,
Huh. I guess you'll get the boat back later.
Please, this way.
collect your supplies at the end of the school day.
Basically, like when they take your phone, you'd have it back at the end of class.
This place has changed.
Oh yeah. Davos, it's been a while since you've been here.
Yeah, he's probably got some pretty crazy stories to bring up.
She's much smarter than she lets on. She's starting to let on.
If only you knew, Tyrion, how
At some point,
much of a thorn in his side she's been.
King in the north.
I feel bad they gotta walk
You
this
tell
whole
me
way.
how a Lannister became hand to Daenerys, but I'm not a Stark.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Hi.
Drogon's like, what's up, guys?
Ooh, Davos is shook to the core.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Surprise.
I'd say you get used to them.
These,
You never really
these dragons are just, they just love that bridge, don't they?
come.
Hmm? You gonna
That's
go say
gonna
hi to
I
Davos,
wondered why
ma'am?
you weren't there to meet our guests. You begged us to summon the king in the north. Don't you want to see him again?
Okay, Varys,
I've
we're
done my part.
stirring up drama, I see.
I've brought ice and fire together.
Why?
It's gonna be a,
Because
Be a
of
long
mistakes
story.
I made.
how much time you got, Varys?
I have to die in this strange country. Just like you.
All right, great parting words.
Now, why do the red women always gag there?
And now Varys is
Got
just
you
gonna be,
again, man.
now he's gonna be salty with himself.
Look, he's just shook. You're always trying to play with these women.
All right, the heroes meet. That's a cool throne still.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, rightful heir to the Iron Throne, rightful queen of the Andals and the First Men, protector of the Seven Kingdoms, the mother of dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea,
What an
the
entrance.
Unburnt, the breaker of chains.
All right, what do you got, John?
This is Jon Snow. He's king in the north.
Stop.
What an entrance.
Thank you for traveling so far, my lord. So I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee.
I see. Awkward,
I am
John.
not.
It's too late now, I guess.
Well, that is
Oh.
unfortunate.
Uh-oh.
You've traveled all this way to break faith with House Targaryen?
Break faith.
Uh.
My father burned my grandfather alive. He burned my uncle alive.
And I ask you not to judge a daughter by the sins of her father.
That
Our
seems
two
kind
houses
of interesting
were
there.
allies for centuries. And those were the best centuries the Seven Kingdoms have. Honor the pledge your ancestor made to mine. Bend the knee, and I will name you Warden of the North. Together, we will save this country from those who would destroy it.
I don't know. At the same time, I don't know if I want to say no to her.
You're right. You're not guilty of your father's crimes. And I'm not beholden to my ancestors' vows.
Well, that's what I was getting at. That's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Because I need your help.
Did you see 3 dragons flying overhead when you arrived?
I did.
And did you see the Dothraki? But still, I need your help.
Not to defeat Cersei. You could storm King's Landing tomorrow and the city would fall. Hell, we almost
You
took
should
the
do
week
that,
and even have
actually.
dragons. Almost.
Oh,
You haven't
dear.
stormed King's Landing. Why not?
You told me you liked this man.
I do.
In the
Oh.
time since he's met me, he's refused to call me queen. He's refused to bow, and now he's calling me a child. As far as I can see, you are the enemy to the north.
I'm not your enemy.
Come on. Come on.
The dead are the enemy.
The dead. Is that another figure of speech?
The army of the dead is on the march.
Yeah, from Zack
Army
Snyder.
of the dead.
Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead on
Well,
Netflix.
my lord, but do you think I'm...
I wonder if your father knew his best friend sent assassins to murder a baby girl in her crib.
He didn't really approve, though, Daenerys.
Well, I guess she doesn't know, so.
So many men have tried to kill me. Do you know what kept me standing through all those years in exile? Faith. Not in any gods. Not in myths and legends. In myself. In Daenerys Targaryen.
All right.
The world hadn't seen a dragon in centuries until my children were born. The Dothraki hadn't crossed the sea. Any sea. They did for me. I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms. And I will.
All right, Daenerys Targaryen, 2022.
Over a graveyard.
Queen
If we don't
of everything.
You were the first to bring Dothraki to Westeros. He is the first to make allies of wildlings and Northmen. He was named Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He was named King in the
We
North.
both have
Not
really
because
great
he's
accomplishments on our record.
He's a damn
It's a
bastard.
damn bastard.
All those hard sons of bitches chose him as their leader because they believe in him.
Also, this man was murdered and came back to life.
He faced those things. He risked his life for his people. He took a knife in the heart for his people. He gave
Oh,
his
there
own.
you
Oh. I say, hold up.
Yeah, now Davos is going too far.
And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
If it doesn't matter, then you might as well kneel.
on.
This is the Queen Daenerys. Help her to defeat my sister, and together our armies will... I mean, no offense, Your Grace, but I don't know you. As far as I can tell, your claim to the throne rests entirely on your father's name, and my own father fought to overthrow the Mad King.
It's also fair to point out that I'm the rightful queen of the Seven Kingdoms. By declaring yourself king.
I see
of
we're
the
not going to get
Northernmost
along here.
Kingdom,
Well, this
Yes,
was
this
not
You
the
are the
meeting we were hoping for.
No, we're really butting heads here.
we'll have baths drawn for you and supper sent to your rooms.
Oh, how nice of her. After all of that, we're still going to give you food and some baths and
Am I your
everything.
prisoner?
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
Well, damn.
Okay, then.
I see we're going to continue to be not on the same page while we're here.
2 or 3 ships escaped. The rest sunk or captured.
Well,
I knew that was going to be the
The
bad
Sand
news.
Snakes dead or captured. The Greyjoys dead or captured.
All of them.
I was going to say, where's Theon? There he is, getting hoisted out of the water like a fish.
I couldn't save her. I tried.
You wouldn't be here if you tried.
Oh.
Jeez. All right, throw me back in the water then, I guess.
why'd you even rescue me?
That's what I mean. Like, rescued him just to make fun of him, I guess. Oh God, what's going on out here? Oh God, boo, boo! Throw stuff at them. Don't throw stuff at them. Throw stuff at Euron.
It's making me hard.
Kill this man.
See little Theon's face right before he jumped over.
Theon just always roasted, no matter where he goes. Oop, okay, Larry.
All right, that's cool. Spit back then. If there's one thing these people are always gonna have, it's gonna be things to throw at people in the streets.
And yet they cry they're hungry.
Because they're
Throwing
too
this
busy
food.
throwing all their food at people.
Sometimes I see these people of King's Landing and I'm like, you know, maybe Cersei's right. Maybe they are all terrible.
I mean, most of them, anyways.
My queen, please accept this gift. And
Probably isn't the right time to mention this, but Alaria is giving body goals right now.
I give you
He's looking pretty
what
good.
no other man could give.
Oh, throwing shade off the bat.
Ooh, we're still doing this, huh?
You deserve a proper reward for
Oh,
your
Lord.
Boo.
One reward I want.
Boo again.
what your heart deserves.
Even Jamie's like, boo.
When the
Oh,
war is won.
well, let's put this off then.
Love of the people.
I suppose you wouldn't know.
Oh.
The same
Give me a
moss
break.
spotted my sister not long ago.
Yeah,
None of us
if you only knew.
to see your head mounted on a spike.
Does she like it gentle or rough? A finger in the bum. Not now.
The fuck is going on? This is like the weirdest love triangle ever. And this is Game of Thrones. Poor Yara just getting sucked into this.
I never got to have a mother. But Marcella did. She was mine. And you took her from me. Why did you do that?
I guess we're trying to make Cersei a great mother now, all of a sudden. Although, to be fair, in this situation, I do think it was stupid for Ilaria to kill Marcella.
It's pretty dumb.
Not to defend Cersei or anything.
I lie in bed and I stare at the canopy and imagine ways of killing my enemies. How to destroy Ilaria Sand, the woman who
You
murdered
should probably
my
like
only
get
daughter.
therapy or something. Like that's kind of
Thought about having cigarettes crush your skull
not normal.
with Oberyn's. Would be
Seek help.
poetic, I suppose, but fast, too fast.
Oh. We're doing the kiss of death again, I guess. Yeah, we're doing the kiss of death. No wonder her lips were looking a little too nice. It was poison.
The long goodbye, was that it?
The long farewell.
That's the one.
I hope Qyburn dies eventually too.
And you will be here watching when she does. You'll be here the rest of your days. If you refuse to eat the forced food down your throat, you will live to watch your daughter rot.
All right, Cersei.
Beautiful face collapse.
I mean, this is pretty dark even for Cersei Lannister. I guess R.I.P. to the last Sand Snake.
Oh my.
Not putting a hand on the table.
Oh.
Ooh.
Not torturing people gets her off and puts her in the mood. Man.
I guess that's why she was in a hurry to wash the poison off her lips. Why are you into this, Jamie? What is wrong with you?
Okay. Great.
Of all the times to be screwing, it's after murdering someone. These Lannisters need to go.
I am the queen of the Seven Kingdoms. I'll do as I please.
Oh.
No, I guess Cersei just said, fuck it.
Forgive me. I'll need fresh sheets for the bed.
Oh, now she's just flaunting.
All right, this is gone too far. She just said, "All right, I'm not even gonna hide my incest anymore. It's Mycroft.
Thank you.
He's back
My condolences, Your Grace.
from
for the
Sherlock."
death of your son.
We invest in endeavors we deem likely to be successful.
I can't imagine they would want to invest in Cersei Lannister.
The war's already begun. Greyjoy is loyal to me.
For now. Daenerys
Once you
is
start
a
not putting
warrior.
out, he's gonna change his mind.
How well do wooden ships fare?
He's gonna reconsider.
Breathing dragons.
How are your profits? Now that Daenerys has freed all the slaves.
Oh.
So this is where we're taking the argument now.
From what I gather,
The slave trade.
more of a
Yeah.
revolutionary than a monarch. When you return to Bravos, I swear to you,
Hey,
my debt will be paid in
well,
full.
you better hope so, I guess.
What you
Don't give
got,
up.
Cersei?
I'll say that's gonna be a big debt to pay, I imagine. Especially if you're gonna pay it, not even just pay it, but pay it in full.
You look a lot better brooding
Hey,
than
nobody
I
looks quite as good brooding as Jon Snow. It's
do.
true.
You make me feel like I'm failing at brooding over failing. And I'll figure out what to do about your walking dead men.
It's hard for me to fathom, it really is. If someone told me about the White Walkers and the Night King...
Why is it so hard for Tyrion to believe that there's undead people, but he was perfectly fine with the dragons once he saw them?
I do, actually.
Daenerys also has obviously seen drag. She literally saw magic and
Grumpkins
warlocks.
and snarks, she called them.
But dead people is too much.
You
I
said
know.
it
Where do
was
we
all
draw the line?
nonsense.
I guess.
Step too
That
far.
is nonsense. It's almost a relief to confront a comfortable, familiar monster like my sister.
If you only knew,
I need to
Tyrion.
help prepare my people for what's coming. She protects people from monsters, just as you do. That's why she came here. It's not a reasonable thing to ask.
I mean, I get it, but
So do you have anything reasonable?
Good job, Tyrion. Yeah, give us a goal. Give me something to work with,
If you
John.
are Northern,
yeah.
I'm asking if there's something I can do to help you.
John, please.
Dragon glass.
Yes, volcanic glass.
Thankfully, they brought it up finally.
He says you have a tremendous amount of it here,
Why are we talking about glass? We just lost 2 of our allies.
which is why I was
Yeah,
speaking
Daenerys
to
is
your
focused, Tyrion.
potential ally.
Which wise man said this?
I don't remember.
Are you trying to present your own statements as ancient wisdom?
Good job, Tyrion.
I would never do that to you.
Maybe.
The reason I believe Jon Snow is because he's here. Take a step toward a more productive relationship with a possible ally. Keep him
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're not even using it, you know.
Costly rock.
What was that Sir Davos said? About
Tyrion sent him to go
taking
do that
a
bullish.
heart for his people. Did you notice that?
You must
I
allow
mean,
them the flights of
literally.
It's dreary in the north.
Tyrion's just like he's being dramatic.
Let them tell their tales. They got nothing else to do up there.
Perhaps we should all be examining what we think we know.
Come on, let's
All
start.
right, Daenerys.
Let's start this friendship.
And I haven't changed my mind about which kingdoms belong to that throne.
I haven't either.
All right then. Good talk.
No, we're done here. Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, all right, let's get somewhere.
Dragon glass and forge weapons from it. Any
All
resources or
right.
men you need, I will provide for you.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo.
There we go.
He didn't even have to bend the knee. Jon Snow wins.
Me then about the Night King and the army of the dead.
Well,
You'd better
let's not push it. Let's not go that far.
You got what you wanted, John. Stop
Yeah, I
trying to
better
ask for
get
more.
off to work. We don't got time for questions.
Let's not keep beating around the bush here.
He kept a copy of every Raven scroll.
You're telling me we don't have enough food?
That has to be a pain in the ass to keep every single Raven Scroll
Raven
copy
Scroll.
of all time.
My lady, most likely not.
I'd hate to have that
Enough
job.
prepare for that eventuality. Have enough time to bring wagon loads of grain with them.
Very wise, my lady.
Most of all,
Look at
we have-
Sansa doing boss lady things. Good for her, I guess.
Are they covering those breastplates in leather?
No, my lady.
Shouldn't they be?
Who there?
Suddenly she's
Okay.
a welder master.
I was like, did she just acquire this skill I'm not aware of?
Lord, I don't know how she knows about it.
Has she fought at any wars that I'm not aware that I
Has
missed?
she even been around armor making in the entire show?
I mean, I don't remember, but
That the woman who murdered my mother, father, and brother is dangerous. Thank you for your wise counsel.
Okay, now get him, girl.
okay, we're back on the right track.
Yeah, we're good. We're back.
Everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend. Every possible series of events is.
I see we're back to speaking in riddles, whatever that means. Okay. Don't
Thanks
trust
for the
anybody.
cryptic advice, I guess.
Yeah, don't trust anybody, I guess. But also, everyone's your friend. He's back.
Yay!
To be honest, I thought he was already there. I thought they got him there, and they just had been waiting to like reveal him. Surprise!
Yay! Another
Don't be-
Stark reunion.
I see Bran's really happy to be reunited. Please. to show some emotions.
I can never be lord of anything. I'm the three-eyed raven.
I don't know what that means.
I was saying, does Sansa even know what the hell that is?
Try.
What are you talking about?
Me.
Everything that's happening right now. It's all pieces now.
You know, maybe I can understand why Sansa gets annoyed speaking to all these people, because they all speak in such cryptic ways to her. You know, Littlefinger, Bran.
Thought you were the three-eyed raven.
I told you it's difficult to
That's what I mean. Like, I would be frustrated.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, Bran, goodbye.
I'm sorry it had to happen here. You were so beautiful. In your white wedding dress. I'll stay a bit longer.
Yeah, no, I'm done talking to you.
Well,
Yeah, you stay out here.
Well, I mean, he has no other choice but to stay out there, but I guess.
What a weird and creepy thing to say to her. Like, you know what? I'll be pissed too.
Yeah.
Oh?
Oh, snap. He's back. He's back, baby. He's back and better than ever.
Infection no longer appears to be active. Unusual.
Good job, Samuel.
You did it. Jorah lives. He lives to fight with Daenerys for one more day.
I just started feeling better. I
Yeah.
assumed it was the rest.
Yeah, just a night's long rest. Yeah.
Jorah just willed it into existence that all of his grayscale fell off.
It was his love for Daenerys. Healed the grayscale.
Hey, I mean, the power of love, I guess. One-sided love.
Where will you go?
Well, you accomplished your goal anyway, and you saved our boy Jorah.
Well, I'm gonna be finding out where my woman is now. I'm back. Now
I got
I'm back.
places to be.
Now that I'm good to go.
Convince me otherwise. The only place for me is back with her.
See, there you go. That's all I got.
You're safe now, Jorah. He's trusting you. Just kidding, the grayscale ain't gone.
Psych.
Now
you
you're
got it
infected,
too.
Samuel.
Now you got it too.
Can you
Plot
imagine?
twist. He's gonna
Jorah
have to
looks
do
at
all
his
this
hand,
stuff.
and there's just a little piece of it still.
If it were like a horror movie, then yeah, that would be like the cliffhanger ending. He starts getting some grayscale.
If you succeeded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Samuel is just built differently.
I read the book and followed the instructions.
He followed the instructions to a T. That is the key secret, I guess.
To make copies of them.
Oh, what a great reward.
Your reward is not
Some of his dialogue is a bit too predictable. Damn, you may have saved this guy's life, which once in a million times ever work. But anyway, here's all this new work you need to do.
Oh, yes, find him.
To send our remaining ships after him.
I'm not talking about sending our ships after him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Would you have to go yourself?
Be alone. I would have Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegal.
Yeah, Dragon Squad.
Still do something to you.
Cersei believes my sole purpose in life is to destroy House Lannister. She will be ready.
I mean, she's already kind of destroying House
Yeah, she's
Lannister.
doing a good job of that herself.
No, Grey Worm, don't be on the front lines.
The Casterly Rock are impregnable. We will be at a disadvantage.
Ooh.
Many men will die. Just as my father.
It's not looking too good for you guys.
That was beneath him. So he gave the job to the lowest person he could find.
We're gonna go in underneath.
Me. That's right. I was low.
Like trolls.
Kept low. Women mostly.
How convenient.
Passage that began in an out-of-the-way cove by the sea and ended beneath one of the main guard towers.
A conveniently sized hole that could only fit Tyrion and people who duck down. Alright, let's go! Ooh. Alright, tides of the battle seem to be shifting a bit more.
They will face the bulk of the Lannister forces. They will be outnumbered. The Unsullied will be fighting for something greater. They will be fighting for freedom.
Right.
The person who gave it to them. They will be fighting for you.
Yes.
That is
Do
why
this.
they will triumph.
Oh. Oh! Not sticking him to the wall. Damn, they fucked everybody up.
All right.
They didn't spring a trap. They don't have a trap ready to go, do they? Of course they do. God damn it.
Right. There goes
All right,
those ships too.
All right, Tyrion, your plans are not sounding too great lately. Come on, man. Boo. Even Jamie in this instant, boo. Actually, he's been weird this episode. I'll just boo him regardless. And the stupid Parleys behind him. No, no, not Olenna. Go out there and fight him, Olenna.
Grab a sword, girl.
You got this. I would literally lose my mind if she went out there and went all Emperor Palpatine on Jamie and his forces. Damn. Much as I hate Jamie, I do think his armor is awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Alright, Olenna. Meet this man with your mind. Or sword, whichever one.
As Robb Stark did to me at Whispering Wood. There are always lessons in failures.
Yes. You must
Somehow
be
it's still
wise.
Robb Stark's fault.
My father always said I was a slow learner.
Well,
If he was so clever, how will you do it? With that sword?
no,
That was
don't do
Joffrey's
it.
sword, wasn't it? Not that he ever used it. What did he call it?
Widow's Wail.
He really was a cunt. But your sister has done things I was incapable of imagining. That was my
your
prize
sister's kind of
mistake.
fucked up, Jamie.
A failure of imagination. She's a monster, you do know that.
To you, I'm sure. To others as well.
Okay,
on,
Jamie.
But after we've won,
Let's be real here. Be for real.
people are living peacefully.
Please be serious.
Do you really think they'll wring their hands over the way she built it?
I don't know how Jamie's like that much of an idiot as far as being blind to how terrible Cersei is.
You poor fool. She'll be the end of you.
I agree.
Whipping you through the streets and beheading you in front of the rest.
Jesus Christ.
Claim you alive and hanging you from the walls of King's Landing.
I mean, that's also horrible. But what's wrong with this woman? No, we're just going the old poison route, huh? I guess it's better than the other options. No, boo. I hate you, Jamie Lannister.
Tugged it like a boss.
I'd hate to die like your son. Clawing at my neck, foam and bile spilling from my mouth.
Damn, she just
Blood red.
took her poison. Like, all right, let me just get some last final digs in while I'm still alive.
Was a father. Not at all what I intended. You
She did it.
Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
Yeah. Also, my last words are that. Peace out. I killed your son. I killed your weird incest son. Bye now. R.I.P. We didn't see her die, but you know, we know it's R.I.P. Damn shame. What a way to go out, though.
To say the best death in the show, the most badass death. And I had to rock my little Olenna "It Was Me" shirt for today.
I couldn't tell if that was Olenna or not because of the shades.
Sunglasses, yeah. All right. Well, lots of scheming going on this episode for sure.
Yeah.
But we got a moment I think a lot of people had been waiting for years and years. But it didn't go as we expected. Jon Snow and Daenerys finally meet and get off to quite the rocky start.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
This is kind of what happens, Tyrion, when you don't like give Jon a little bit of a warning of what Daenerys expects of him when you arrive. he was like blindsided, not ready for this whole discussion about bending the knee.
Yeah, he was like, "Say what now?"
No, girl, that's not why I'm here. So we have that little back and forth about parentage and what their ancestors did. Daenerys saying, "You got to bend the knee, boy," and him being like, "Nah, that's not gonna happen, girl." That little throne room scene ends in a bit of a stalemate when Varys comes in to deliver some bad news. Varys lets us know that the Iron Fleet has been taken down by Euron, and the snakes have either been killed or captured, and Plan 1 has failed. So that was a fun little moment for Daenerys and Tyrion in their plans. Then we see Tyrion kind of talking to Jon. They come to a little bit of kind of an understanding. Tyrion starts like working the wheels of like, look, I get it. That didn't go how we wanted it to go on any side, but I understand your point of view, understand this other point of view. Give me something to work with, Jon, that I can try to help, get you while you're here.
Right.
Come on, man. He's like, well, I need dragon glass actually. Can I get some of that?
Yeah. They were too busy arguing about everything else. Jon just never mentioned it.
Tyrion runs to Daenerys and is like, so yeah, look, I mean, what does it hurt? You didn't even know it was here, girl. Like, let him go do his thing and we'll keep planning our war while he's busy getting his little dragon glass over there, okay? So she's like, all right, fine. So she goes and talks to him one more time. They still don't agree on the whole bend in the knee issue.
They just left that for another time.
They pivoted. They're like, all right, we're not getting anywhere there yet, but you can get the dragon glass and I'll even provide you with whatever resources you need, Jon, to mine this dragon glass you want so badly. Now don't push it. I don't believe you. So not get crazy. But you can have the stupid glass if you want it.
Yeah,
so
we'll revisit the bending the knee another time. if you come back alive.
So how did you feel about everything with basically Jon and Daenerys this episode?
Yeah, that stuff was pretty intriguing just because I mean, of course, I was excited that they're going to finally meet. I didn't know how that was going to go down, especially going in knowing that Jon didn't know he was going to have to bend the knee, or she wanted him to bend the knee. And then, like I said, it was kind of interesting seeing them, I guess, not agree at first, of course. But they have very different philosophies, I guess is the right term to use. They both want very different things. Jon wants to save everyone, and Daenerys kind of just wants the throne. So they kind of have to try. Well, it's kind of like I understand what Tyrion was trying to get at, though, just because that is such a crazy ask, I guess, especially because it's just a random stranger asking about it. But I don't know. At the same time, I feel like if you can believe there's like magic people and dragons, I feel like it's not too far of a stretch for like undead people to be around. I don't know, but that's just I guess it's tough because we know that they're real, but the characters don't know they're real. I don't know how we're gonna cross that bridge whenever we get there. It's one of those things where they're both of these characters are so strong-willed and have kind of had to go through the ropes, go through the ringer, their entire arcs. Both Jon and Daenerys. Of course, they're both very prideful and they don't want to give up anything to one another. So I guess in that sense, they have a lot. It's one of those things where they're going to realize probably eventually they have a lot more in common than they think or they want to believe. But we'll see where it goes. It is interesting though that Daenerys, I guess nobody knew that there was dragon glass on Dragonstone.
Having too much sexy time with Melisandre.
It was which speaking of her, I still just think it's funny to think that she's just somewhere hiding in that vicinity so she doesn't have to run into Davos or Jon. Well, she had to go somewhere, so I don't know where because she couldn't leave. She can't leave, so she's just hiding somewhere.
She had that little. She shook poor Varys to his core. We also had some conversation. They touch on it a little bit, but Davos remember that Tyrion killed his son in season 2 on the Battle of Blackwater.
Right.
Tyrion
honestly
kind of exploded his son in that battle.
Honestly, it was so long ago, I forgot about him having a son. Davos, I mean.
I think Davos forgot too.
I guess so. Yeah, I feel like that would be kind of a
They
conundrum.
mentioned it. They're like, oh yeah, we fought each other. They were throwing little jabs at each other about that battle
That
of Blackwater, but
that was just the part they forgot about
they were
Davos'
just we're
son.
not gonna go there yet. There's too much tension in the room. We can't have tension too.
It was already bad enough that it's probably gonna be awkward if they ever do run into Melisandre somewhere because they banished her and now she's just
Tyrion
so
just
happens to be here.
having like awkward moments with all of Daenerys's like surrounding people. So Tyrion just be having awkward moments everywhere he turns.
As much as I like Tyrion, I mean, I liked him, I guess, other than his strategic moves, because his strategic moves are frustrating me. But him being like the regular old Tyrion has been, fine. But
Yeah,
his
him in conversation is fun.
Hand of the King stuff, Tyrion, not the actual duties of the Hand of the King has been kind of troubling so far.
Well, then we see back on King's Landing. Here comes Euron, Dragon, old Yara behind him, as well as Alaria and Tyene. They are the prize, the gift that he told Cersei he would bring back for her. He keeps Yara for himself, but delivers Alaria and Tyene, which obviously Cersei is all happy about. She is ready for the action. He has this insane conversation with Jaime, preparing himself to sleep with Cersei.
Straight up just telling him about it.
Yeah,
it's like the worst kept secret in Game of Thrones world that him and Cersei hook up.
Well, now Cersei don't care either. She just opening the door and flaunting it in like the little maid girl's face. All of this after she gives us one of the most like brutal death moments of the whole show. We don't see it at least yet, but she gets her revenge on Alaria by giving her daughter that kiss of death as well. And then it's like, don't worry, we're not going to kill you, girl. We're going to make sure you live a nice, long life here in this prison so you can watch her body rot and decompose right before your very eyes. We'll make sure to keep this lantern lit at all times of day. We'll force food down your throat if you try to kill yourself. You're going to live to see all of it. So, how'd you feel about Cersei and King's Landing this episode?
Cersei's already kind of been like a horrible character as far as like the monstrous things that she does, but I think this has to be up there. I mean, I don't know if it's as bad as blowing up the Sept, but it's definitely like probably top 3 worst Cersei moments as far as things that she's done, because that's pretty dark and twisted to not only, give Tyene the kiss of death, but to Galaria watch her die and then decompose by force. And then I guess as eventually probably die as well. Because however long that takes, if they get to that point, I don't know. Tyene seems pretty dead at this point, obviously. I don't know if maybe Alaria will live long enough with her being force fed and just chilling down there. Maybe she'll get rescued at some point if she just stays alive as long as she could. I'm not feeling Euron. I think he's just kind of annoying. I just don't vibe with Euron, unfortunately. When you think of like the other previous like big bads of the shows, of the show's past, like Ramsay and Joffrey, like sure, they're terrible characters, do horrible things. I don't know. They just had a little bit more personality that I could like not vibe with necessarily, but like they weren't as just downright irritating. Like there's just a Euron just has like a different type of personality that I just find grating as he says things to Yara, as he's continuously trying to sleep with Cersei so desperately, and then the vile things he's saying to Jaime, and I guess causing this very weird love triangle because obviously Jaime loves Cersei for some reason, and Cersei is like saying all these twisted, gross things to Alaria after killing Tyene, and then going and having sex with Jaime, and then flaunting it in the maid that looks just like her's face.
She's a trendsetter. Everybody's cut their hair. They all got that short hair now. They got the black clothes like her dress.
That's what I mean. I guess there's a dress code because a lot of them look like her now with the short
Cersei's
hair.
like, if I had to have this short do, so do all the rest of y'all. I don't want to see nobody running around here with nice long hair.
But I am upset that that's basically the way that we're go out. I mean, I didn't really like Tyene that much. She was probably my least favorite of the Sand Snake folks, but it's still a messed up way to go. But At least Alaria looked good, and the last time we'll probably see her.
She was defiant to the end. It's like, Cersei, you have us on your side at the beginning, and then you just take it to a whole nother level that we can't get on board. Like, we kind of agreed to get revenge, like, because what Ilaria did was messed up, but
That's
then
the
you got to
thing.
take it to 100, and suddenly it's like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, that's the thing, because I think even back then it was really stupid to kill Marcella. It was just like, of all the decisions you could make in that moment, I think that was probably one of the dumbest. Just because Marcella did nothing. Like, I get you want revenge, but you know, there's other ways to get revenge than killing the innocent person that would have helped your claims for the throne if you just kept them alive instead of, because what, with Tommen jumping out a window, it would have been Marcella and Tristan. Well, if he was
Literally.
alive.
Yeah,
Tristan.
your Dornish boy would literally be the king of the Seven Kingdoms right now with Marcella as the queen. So you would have had a Dornish person on the throne.
Instead, you decided to poison Marcella, and then you just decide to murder Tristan for good measure, just for existing.
Well, then we head north, and we see Sansa out here, demonstrating some skills. We don't know where she acquired them from, but go girl.
Must have watched somebody, I guess, do it.
We didn't know they had TVs in the back room. She was watching some how-to videos.
I guess I can see now stuff like this, and like we mentioned with Davos forgetting his son existed. I guess I can start seeing these cracks in the writing that people always talk about.
Especially because the first part is good, like her talking about all the grains and stuff. Sure, like that I get. But why did we have to have her go past that, like, armor and say that? Like, there are other ways to demonstrate she's doing a good job leading without having her be knowledgeable about shit we ain't never seen her know anything about. But whatever. Sansa, you do you, girl. You do you, Sansa.
I don't know. Maybe Brienne gave her a crash
Brienne
course.
gave her a crash course. He's doing a good job up here, and obviously has the respect of these Northern Lords right now. They're like, okay, yeah, we're digging this new Sansa, getting ready for winter. Meanwhile, Littlefinger back with riddles,
cryptic
talking
messages.
in circles, talking about you need to be able to see everything that has ever happened, that ever could happen, that ever will happen. Everybody is your friend while they're also your enemy. And she's like looking at him a little bit glazed over.
That's what I was saying, but going from that to talking to Bran, I was like, I could see why Sansa gets annoyed with some of these people, because just you're not speaking directly.
Say what you mean. Then she's called away because Bran is here. Bran and Mira have finally made it back to Winterfell. Woo! The union, but it's pretty one-sided.
Yeah.
Sansa is very happy to see him, hugs him while he just stares off to the distance. And then they meet by the weird tree, and she's like, so you're it. Your father's last, like, true-born son, so that makes you the actual Lord of Winterfell. He's like, I can't be Lord of anything because I'm the three-eyed raven now. And that's when he goes to talking in them circles, because she's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, Sansa's like, whatever that means,
And then to demonstrate his abilities,
of all the moments you could bring out
in all of this, he decided to have a little vision to go watch his sister get raped. Why he decided to watch that particular moment of her life, I'm not really sure, but then he doubles down on the weirdness of it all and brings it up to her. He couldn't bring up any other time
anything else, literally.
He couldn't demonstrate his abilities in any other fashion than to be like, hey, yo, remember how beautiful you looked on the worst night of your life? Me too, girl.
Friggin' Bran.
What? And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. How do you feel about all the funness up in the north?
Well, I still like Sansa, and I like that she's becoming much more of like a leader type character now, taking up that mantle in Jon's absence. And it looks like she's doing a pretty good job of it, although you have Littlefinger off on the side just being irritating generally. Like speaking cryptically like usual, but it's just like I said, I feel bad for Sansa because it's like all these men around her are just speaking so cryptically. It just has to be irritating sometimes. Honestly, I thought Bran was already back. I forgot that he got collected. I figured he was always just in the background, chilling, and they just never brought up that he was back. Glad that Mira gets a break finally from lugging lugging Bran around for like seasons now. Now that she can relax finally. Who knows where she'll go off next? We didn't see her after she dropped him off, so hopefully
Probably ran. She's like, "Get me inside. Give me some food. Get me away from this man for a while. I'm tired of listening."
But good for Bran. He's back with some family, even though he doesn't seem all that enthused about the idea. And like you said, I thought it was a really gross thing to bring up, the whole raping part of her life, to remind. Well, I guess to make sure she knows that he's whatever the third eye raven means, because she's still like, okay, I don't know what the hell that means. Whatever it means now, I mean, I can't imagine she's really appreciative of it, because it means that you remembered the worst night of
She's
my
probably
life.
like, "Fuck this red raven."
Yeah, I mean, of all the things you could, like you said, you could think of any other moment in her life, or at least what we've seen in the show, but you chose like the worst moment of her entire life. I don't know what Bran really contributes to the story currently, but I mean, cool. I mean, the only thing I could think of is he has the script, basically, if he can see into the future.
Well, then we see Jorah being inspected. All the grayscale is gone. Woo!
Yeah,
Our boy
he's back.
Samuel, he did it. He gets a little nod, at least finally, from this Grand Maester. Gives him at least a little bit of a show of like appreciation
Like
before
the
he's
worst,
like, "All right, now go ahead and copy all these scrolls on a new pieces of paper and watch out for those bugs that might eat you up, boy."
very slight praise. It was like, yeah, cool, you did this thing you weren't supposed to, and you did it unlike a lot of these other folks. But yeah, that's cool and all. Now do this now.
But Jorah, as we suspected, immediately was like, "Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. But I
I'm
gotta
back to
go.
Daenerys.
I gotta go back to Daenerys. I owe you my life, but I also owe her my life, and that's the one I actually want to give it to. So goodbye. I gotta go. See you next time."
I guess he knows that she's a Dragonstone. I think they mentioned it, right?
I know he asked when he grabbed
Oh, right, yeah.
He asked him, like, "Where's the Dragon Queen?" And he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
I'm trying to remember, because I was like, how would he know that she's there? Because like the last time they saw each other, they were in Marine, right?
Yeah, she was still in Esso. Yeah, because they had just gotten out
Oh
of
yeah,
Vase Dothrak when she sent him away. So
yeah, because he was like, I'm gonna go get healed up. Hopefully, I'll see you eventually down the road if I live. So cool, he gets to live.
Maybe he's just gonna send a raven to Dragonstone because he told John to go there.
Send a raven just in case. Like, are you here?
Is the Dragon Queen there with you? I got a friend who's asking about her.
Yeah, anonymous note.
Who knows? Maybe Jorah will show up and Dario will be like, "Oh hey, our girl is gone." Well, then finally we go back to Daenerys and they start making plans about this damn Iron Fleet. And she's like, "Look, let me take the dragons, like Cersei said earlier." Or that was the Iron Bank guy who said it to Cersei.
It was Mycroft.
What chance do wooden boats have against fire-breathing nukes, basically, that fly in the sky, huh? And that's basically Daenerys' thought process too. She's like, "Look, bro, I don't need to take the ships or whatever. I'm gonna fly out of here on my dragons, find Euron, and burn them up."
I wish they would just do that, honestly.
She's like, "Hello, that's how we take care of this Iron Fleet that is ruining all of my plans right now."
Did you say, let me show you exhibit A of what I just did, where I was before freeing the slaves?
Tyrion, you were there to witness it in person. What happens when I take the dragons to the boats? But
I mean, it's not a hard concept to grasp, I feel.
Also, I'm up in the sky. They are in the water. So I have a nice wide range across the open oceans of view to see them. So
yeah, the only
scouting method.
Say the only trouble, I guess, is that they got arrows. But I mean, we've seen that they're pretty durable.
Yeah, they got them little arrows that they can shoot. And
Unless
Missandei's like, "We're not worried about the dragons. We're worried about if they get an arrow onto you, girl. That's the fear." But also, she's like this big on the back of a big dragon, like in the sky to them.
If
So
find her some like dragon rider armor.
where's that armor Rainey's was rocking on top of Maylee's back in the day? Come on now.
That's, I mean, I think that would be amazing. I would be cheering if I just out of nowhere, they roll up to do this little mission, and then Daenerys walks out in the same kind of suit Rhaenys had on. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I guess those were just lost to time, unfortunately.
They forgot. They don't have the history books, I guess, to see the pictures. They don't know Rainey's like we know her, I guess. Well, they convince her not to go. Or she pivots to be like, all right, fine. I guess we can't find the Iron Fleet right now. Well, then how's Casterly Rock coming along? So we get this little montage of like, oh, I had the secret entrance. We're going to take it easy. And the Unsullied do take it easy until Grey Worm is like, bruh, this was way too easy. Like,
right,
where's the rest of this army?
All the secret doorways in the world, and it really didn't matter all that much.
Yeah. And so he looks out, and there they are, the nice little Iron Fleet, the Euron Greyjoy burning down their ship.
I don't know. I'd be pissed if I was one of those Lannister folks in that little hut that was basically like, we expect you to be murdered by these folks.
Then we see Jaime Lannister with Bronn and the Tarleys headed to High Garden, where they are coming to take out Olenna and the remaining Tyrell army. Must be real nice for the Tarleys to, go in there and literally kill the people they were sworn to. Fun times. I have to say, especially seeing it on this time. When you see how the Unsullied were obviously having a problem getting through that dam onto Casterly Rock with those stupid ladders, even with their numbers and all that. What the fuck? Did Olenna just open the front door? Like,
yeah, they just marched right in. It looked like
they just marched right in and put up no fight. They were able to siege that castle like it was a little straw hut. I'm like,
you would have thought it would be a lot harder, right?
Oh, okay, I guess. High Garden, what happened here? But
they didn't really show it, so I guess we just have to speculate about it, right?
We just see the aftermath, I guess. Maybe 2 weeks went by in that time and we didn't see it. Who knows? But alas, Jaime goes to Olenna, hands her the poison. He says, Cersei wanted me to whip you through the streets. She wanted me to keep you hanging off the damn castle walls and shit. Cersei she's completely unhinged right now.
Yeah, like when did Cersei Lannister turn into freaking Jigsaw?
It's too much, girl. We need you to rein that mess in.
I mean, it's bad enough some of the stuff she's already done in the show, but I mean, she's talking about doing some insane stuff. Like I said, Jigsaw level. Like we're gonna play you, and all this other stuff, or you can drink this poison and die. I guess.
Yeah, Jaime's like, but I convinced her to just let me get you the poison. Don't worry, it's not gonna hurt you. And he's sitting there showing how delusional he still apparently is. He's talking about once we're all peaceful under Cersei's reign, they're not gonna ask about how she got there. What peace?
No peace.
What peace is Cersei Lannister gonna bring to the Seven Kingdoms?
Her reign literally started with her blowing up the Sept.
What peace, sir? Where is this peace in your fantasy land?
Yeah, maybe we have a different definition of peace.
Olenna gets a good roasting in on Jaime. She's like, how come you're not smart as hell if you're supposed to learn from your failures? Because bitch, you've been failing your whole life, Jaime. And also that wretched woman is gonna be the end of you. And you're gonna look back and regret the part you had to play in all of this. And then finally, when she asks him if that poison is gonna hurt, he's like, no, it's not gonna hurt. I made sure. She's like, good, because that poison that your son took, I wasn't ready for all of that. I didn't know he was gonna be having bile spilling out.
Whoops.
All that disgusting mess. It must have been horrible for you to watch your son die like that. It was bad enough for me, and I'm the one who did it.
It was pretty gross.
He looked shook and gave us her iconic final line, her last words, tell Cersei, I want her to know it was me.
Yeah, in that moment, I think Jaime probably wished that he had went for the original Cersei options.
You can see in his eyes, he's like, oh shit. Ma'am, I went to bat for you for this poison.
She said, look where it got me. Clown makeup and everything.
The Queen of Thorns, bitch. I got the name for a reason.
Well, it still sucks though that she died, but at least she went out with one of the lines, right? You know,
Yes.
I hope that Jamie tells Cersei just because. Why not? You know, what difference does it make? She's still dead, right?
Yeah, I mean, you
She'll
got your
just sting.
wish.
She'll sting some more, I guess.
Please, Jamie, don't act a fool. Tell Cersei what she needs to hear.
I mean, it's crazy at this point how Jamie is just so stupid. I mean, there's no other, there's really no other way to really describe it simply other than just he's so like whipped on Cersei for some reason. I don't get it. I don't get it.
We get these glimpses of hope. Whenever he's around Brienne, it's like these glimpses of like, oh yes, Jamie. And
Yeah.
then he acts like he does this episode, and you're like, oh, okay, well.
Well, that's the weird thing about Jamie is like there's glimmers of hope sprinkled throughout seasons. Like you said, like I think that was like the first time I felt any sort of, I guess, compassion for Jamie was in that moment when he's in that bath with Brienne and he's opening up about the Kingslayer stuff. And then he goes back to Cersei and it's like, whatever, I guess. Those first couple seasons, like, I mean, you're pretty much have to hate Jamie Lannister. So then you kind of get some kind of understanding of his personality and his way of thinking, and then they kind of just keep ruining it. Mostly, usually, like you said, whenever we hang out with Cersei again, you know.
But right now in this war where we all, we ended off season 6, we were showing all of these ships Daenerys had, her 3 dragons. It was like, all right, we gonna make we coming for you, Cersei. We're gonna make quick work. And so far she's two up on Daenerys right
That's
now.
why I'm kind of frustrated with Tyrion, because like I like Tyrion, but his strategy's not working. You know, it's kind of like with football. Like, you know, if it's not working, we need to cut loose before it's too late. He's blowing the games. You have a 3 dragon lead with all these extra ships and armies, and somehow you're managing to fumble the bag. Like, I don't get it. I don't mean literally fire Tyrion. I mean like as in like Drogon fire Tyrion. You're bad. That might be a little too literal for the world of Game of Thrones, but relieve him of his duties. Relieve him of his duties, but make him live.
Yeah, Tyrion, I don't know what's going on with you right now, but these plans.
He clearly, I mean, I don't understand his rationale of trying to like, I don't know. I don't know if it's reasoning with Cersei, but like he seems to have some weird, I guess, hope that Cersei will not be terrible, I guess it seems like.
Yeah, and it's right now, it's like these plans, I know we don't want to, sacrifice any lives, but these plans you're doing are killing all of our army. So a lot of people are still dying right now because we keep losing.
Like just do the plans that we're suggesting. Just go burn them all.
Just hit it hard, just real quick. Like they said, King's Landing will fall fast. If with 3 dragons and her army, it wouldn't have been that much of a battle.
I just don't know why they don't just turn on Cersei. Like they have no reason to root for her. They have no reason. Like literally, you could put almost anybody up there to try and fight for the throne, and I feel like they would choose the other person. I feel like Daenerys has much, but I feel like if just Daenerys just rolled up there and be like, "Hey, I'm a Targaryen. You know, I have rightful claim. Cersei doesn't.
Yes, man.
Also, Cersei literally like blew up the church and is bringing Euron Greyjoy, and you're all horrible people here. Maybe you should go with the other option."
And especially Tyrion, thinking about this right now, especially as we're talking, Tyrion and Varys already did this. Tyrion specifically in Meereen, he sent the Red Priestesses out there. Why not get people? You talked about these Tyrells and these Dornish. Send them into the city to start just preaching that exact thing, like preaching about how great Daenerys is and how horrible Cersei is, so that the people are made well aware and they revolt against Cersei Lannister.
Well, it's just weird because
you've already done this, Tyrion.
Well, it's just like when I think of it, it's like, okay, these people. I mean, even was it Jamie just brought up how they like literally were just throwing stuff at Cersei in the streets like a couple like weeks ago. They were shaming her. They clearly didn't like her a couple weeks ago, throwing stuff at her, yelling shame and whore and whatever. And then she blew up the church and the High Sparrow.
Sent the mountain out to kill civilians who laughed at her. Yeah, it's a frustrating plan for sure.
Like just do the thing that you want to do. Like as simple as that. Just do what you want to do and stop trying to beat around the bush and keep losing. Like
Yeah,
just
do all these weird plans. I mean,
maybe with Olenna dead, then Daenerys will listen and be like, the whole be a
all
dragon
right, time
thing.
to be a dragon, bitch. I gotta go.
You played yourself, basically.
So I guess that's where we are. I guess that leads us into good predictions. We've lost another battle. We've lost another army in the Tyrell. John is gonna get his dragon glass at least.
Well, at least John's still vibing. At least he got what he wanted, right? He's got other problems. That's the funny thing is like everybody else is fighting for this giant war with for the throne with Cersei and Daenerys's armies, and then here's John over like I got these White Walkers I gotta kill. I mean, I'll deal with this too eventually, but like I have the bigger problem over here. That if I don't fix this, you guys don't matter.
Yeah,
so
we're all dead. Sansa is preparing for the winter while Bran is being weird as hell
he's
up
just
in the
laying
north.
there.
While Littlefinger keeps scheming and scheming. Jorah on his way out of the Citadel to wander around to hopefully find Daenerys.
Hopefully he makes his way back. I don't know. I mean, so much has happened since then. I don't know how Daenerys would feel, especially because she's going through like a war that she's losing horribly, and then here comes Jorah walking in with open arms.
And then we have Cersei locking folks up in dungeons to watch their daughters decompose before their eyes. Well,
Yeah, what's up? Is that like Cersei's like new method of torturing people now? Just locking people away, like she did that with Septunella. Is she still alive? Do we know?
She's over there. Who knows what's happening to her? But she thinks she is untouchable running around the sea. And that's the other thing. Cersei is getting real sloppy. These people don't like incest, and now she's about to make it evident to the people that even her children had zero claim to the throne because she thinks she's untouchable. So now she's flaunting her incest.
Yeah, all these years that these people were serving Joffrey and Tommen, it actually wasn't legit. It was a lie.
So good job, Cersei. You're gonna illegitimize your children in retrospect as well. And then she's telling the Iron Bank, give her a fortnight because she got that money coming in. Dragons won't pay you, but I will. So what are you looking at for prediction?
I mean, I'm hoping Daenerys just says screw Tyrion's plans, and I'm gonna fight with them because Tyrion's strategic plans are not going the way that they want. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was one battle you won. I mean, I guess they technically won Casterly Rock, but I mean, like for now, like you said, yeah. So it's not. It's kind of like a half win. I think Daenerys needs to just step up and just wreck shit. I mean, I don't know how else to really describe it. Like you guys are fumbling the bag. I mean, I don't know how else to really say. That's, I guess, a prediction for them. I guess John's gonna mine out all of his dragon glass and bring it back with him somehow. Hopefully he gets his little boat back. He can put all of his dragon glass on it and ride away. I don't know how we're transporting all the dragon glass. I imagine Daenerys will figure something out for him. I figure Bran will continue to be weird. I mean, that's kind of a given. Speaking riddles, it's kind of his thing now. Let's see. What else is there to really predict? Hopefully Jorah reunites with his beloved. Because that's what we all need. Hypothetically, could Daenerys put in like a emergency phone call to like Dario and them and be like, hey,
quick,
you mind?
I need you.
It's like, hello, you guys over there. Do you mind like sending some SOS over? Yeah, I don't know what else I could really think of. Hopefully Euron dies sooner rather than later. I feel like Cersei's plans would fall apart if Qyburn just didn't exist or was killed.
Then I guess that leads us into your faves and least faves from this episode.
Faves, Olenna, iconic line delivery at the very end. I mean, at least she got in some great shade before she finally died. So it sucks that she's dead, but I have to give her the MVP just for all of that at the very end. Ilaria also, R.I.P. She looked hot as hell as she went out. So
he has to make the best live.
She served as she lived.
She served and she spat. She didn't give in.
Good for her. Even Tyene. I'll throw Tyene, and even though I don't really like Tyene that much, R.I.P. It was that horrific, iconic line that I'm still haunted by to this day. I mean, Daenerys and Jon and Tyrion, I guess everybody pretty much actually in that storyline were pretty good. Missandei. Well, not Melisandre. Melisandre's just hiding
Well,
somewhere.
not her.
Not Melisandre. She's just weird. Well, she's weird. I mean, she's always been weird, but I mean, the fact that I feel like it's just kind of awkward placement because she got there and is kind of making making allies over there, and there's also, hey, bring Jon Snow and Davos. Now they're here though. I'm gonna hide somewhere off screen. I just want to see them like find her somewhere and be like, what the hell are you doing here? Well, Samwell, Jorah. I mean, I'm glad that Jorah lived and Samwell got to have his hero moment. I guess that's all the characters that I would like. Dislike Cersei, 100%, 1000%. She's gone off the deep end even further, I feel like, with her monstrous plans, giving kisses of death and then making Alaria stay alive to watch her basically just rot away and die. That's pretty dark, even for Cersei. The seeds were planted for something like that with Septa Unella, but this is like a whole other level of
just
evil.
Keeps going down and down her lines of depravity.
Jamie's just dumb. I just don't know how else to really describe it in any other way. I keep describing him in different ways, but like at the core of it, he's just dumb. Like I don't know why Jamie keeps insisting upon backing this horrible woman through all of these horrible things that she does. It's just baffling at this point. Euron Greyjoy, also just a gross, vile man. Very weird man, very disgusting man, very vile.
An entire love triangle.
Yeah, a great love triangle right there. Littlefinger and his crypticness. Like I mean, I guess he's supposed to be still the villain, but he's speaking in such confusing ways. Like, I guess I'm supposed to think of every move that you're about to do, Littlefinger, whether it's good or bad. You're my enemy and my friend. Whatever he means. Well, I think Bran's kind of annoying still. I'll throw Bran in there.
Man, you got to be on the worst list, Bran. Especially this episode. That shit was too much.
The thing is with Bran is like I feel like he just doesn't serve too much of a purpose in the story. Like he's just, I mean, he literally sits there. But I mean, storyline wise, I just feel like his presence usually doesn't warrant anything vital to the story. I'm trying to think of like the nicest way to put it. Like it's kind of like all this stuff's going on, Cersei versus Daenerys. Jon's trying to get the dragon glass to save everyone, not even literally everyone, the whole world. And then there's just Bran sitting there. I know everything. Like, okay, Bran, can you tell us like what to do then? Like, I don't. When you have like this cheat code of a character, I feel like it would be beneficial to like ask him some questions.
Could you help out a little bit, maybe?
Steer us in the. I mean, I guess it's kind of the conundrum of a character that can see everything. Is he might, it might change things because it's like, I don't know if it's. I guess is it time travel technically?
Yeah.
Because he's like going back in time and like seeing things that he wasn't there for. Like I don't know what the technical terms.
And I mean, he did literally change the course of Hodor's life, so through his visions. So
well, that's the funny thing about fantasy. Like, is this technically time travel or like was him, because you always hear about like the butterfly effect kind of thing. Like you go stamp a butterfly in the past and then it affects the future. So like him going back, like you said, messed up Hodor's whole life.
All right. Well, that was our reaction to season 7, episode 3, The Queen's Justice. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of our latest videos, including the remainder of our Game of Thrones reaction videos. Tyler, thanks as always for coming on. Do you want to let everyone know where they can find you?
Yeah, sure. Well, if you search up my name on YouTube, you'll find my YouTube channel, Tyler Calvert, for reviews, reactions, unboxings, rankings, a bunch of stuff on there. And Twitter and Instagram at It's Tyler Calvert.
Perfect. And make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of episode 3? And of course, do you think OLENNA had one of the best OG deaths here on the show? Let us know down in those comments, or you can hit either one of us up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.